Electricast.
This episode is brought to you by Allstate. Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, to check you have the tickets in your wallet first before you drive 2 hours to the big game. Seriously, you had one job. Now the closest you'll get to the 50-yard line is parking lot D. Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Northbrook, Illinois.
Dollar bets, dollar bets, dollar bets. What up, everybody? This is O. We got Z.
Z's in the house, and it is his house, and he's going on Zoom, but not. We're on a phone. We can't see each other's faces. Expect interruptions. Expect bad bets, bad tips, bad analysis, and a good ass time.
And a whistle.
And a whistle. We got the dollar bets warp whistle.
Yo, when Z starts talking too long,
I'm gonna cut myself off with a warp whistle.
You're gonna have to blow the whistle on yourself. Now I need to get myself a whistle too.
You gotta get a whistle, man. I was like, I don't like that point. I gotta get a whistle. So
I feel a little insufficient here. Not having
there's
a whistle.
nothing insufficient about you. There's nothing insufficient about you. You're a good boy. So we got something special for you today. Besides a more organized thing with the whistle, we got NFL Power Ranks, our quarterly NFL Power Ranks.
I can't believe it's already been a quarter.
It's almost a quarter. I mean, 17 games, 4 weeks.
You can't really do it after the first quarter of the fifth game.
No, you can't. That would be weird.
My weeks begin this week.
Yeah.
I don't even get to watch my Lions this weekend. I'm
so
depressed.
It's Tennessee, Detroit, Eagles, and who? Chargers?
Yeah, I think you are correct.
Wow, I'm freaking awesome, dude. So we're going to do live on-air bets, as we always do.
On Z.
I got big brains. Reaction from our live watchings in person of the Bears and MSU and whatever O did during the MSU game instead of what do his job. And then we're going to talk. We got a special surprise at the end. We got some stuff at the end for you, too. So, you ever watch the McLaughlin group growing up, like that Sunday news show?
No, growing up, I watched cartoons on Sundays.
Okay, well, there were Sunday cartoons?
Yeah, the USA Cartoon Express was Saturday and Sunday, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know. We're not going to Google that. I'm just going to say you're right. All right, but here they did this thing. So here we go. Here we go. Shield your ears, listeners. This might sound like shit. I don't know. All right. Issue 1. First quarter NFL power rating. So we are going to do a top 10 and a bottom 5. And we're going to go it so that it's one after the other, back and forth, starting with the top of the bottom. We start at the top of the bottom. Oh!
Wait, so I'm confused. Which one do I go first?
You go. I'll go first, so you can finish us. O finishes. Z starts. O finishes. That's the theme of the episode.
I'm the big finisher.
He's a big finisher. So I start at the first. So like the 28th team?
So we're starting with the bottom 5.
Starting with the bottom 5, but the top of the bottom 5, not the worst.
Work our way down the bottom 5.
Yeah, so this is not the best, not the worst. This is, for my 28th place team, that's the top of the bottom 5. I got the New England Patriots because there were a couple teams in there that were in contention for the top of the bottom. But the Patriots had the worst quarterback of them, so he just doesn't really do anything. Okay. Your turn.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good pick, but not so fast.
Not so fast, my friend.
The 28 team is the Miami Dolphins.
Ooh.
And you want to know why?
Yes.
Because they have the worst point differential in the league. So why do I not have them as the absolute worst team? I just think there's a lot of talent on there, and I think of the teams below them, I think they're more likely to turn things around.
Ooh, interesting. I mean, when I get the Dolphins, my Dolphins might be in mine.
Number 28, you had who?
I got the Tennessee Titans. The last thing for...
Your 28 was New England.
Oh,
right?
New England, yeah. My 29th is the Tennessee Titans. So... my lasting imagery of this team, this franchise at this point, is no longer the Music City Miracle and then the yard short of tying the Super Bowl at the last play. My lasting imagery of the Tennessee Titans is Will Levis throwing the fluttering, like, flippant cornhole pass to Tyreek Stevens on the Bears, and then falling to his knees in agony. No!
Yeah, going right into a panic, Cobra.
Oh, wait, should I not have thrown that?
Yes, into the arms of a Bears defender.
I loved it so much. Hugging strangers, man. Hugging strangers. That's how we met. Hugging strangers at a sports bar.
Sports bars.
Sports bar.
So you've got 29 Tennessee.
Yep.
Yep. They will probably make an appearance in my bottom five, but not just yet. So I am going with the New York Football Giants.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. I cannot really understand why Daniel Jones is still the quarterback there.
Because he's got Malik Neighbors to throw to.
Yeah.
So, okay, so I kind of agree, but what was their what do you think what their option was? This year.
I mean,
like this offseason.
Remember where they drafted last year?
Yeah, they got Malik Neighbors, who's the second best rookie in sports ball right now. After Jaden Daniels, who they had no shot at drafting.
Are you putting Neighbors ahead of Marvin Harrison Jr.?
You seen the stats? Yes.
What's that?
I mean, it's probably more so because of the opportunity, because they don't have anyone else that they want to throw to. And Daniel Jones, like, dude, I like making millions of dollars. I like this guaranteed money. If I want to extend my career, I'm throwing to this MFer every play. And he's got 38% target share or something. That's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah. He's awesome, though. He had like 12 catches.
One player a team does not make.
No, but that's why you take the best player there and it was no longer a quarterback. The best two players were available were clearly...
What pick number did the Giants have?
5th, I think.
Yeah, so there was
They're
definitely
6th.
quarterbacks available, or if they didn't want to draft a quarterback, they could have done something in free agency.
Okay, so...
QBs available in free agency.
Who was available in free agency?
What's that?
Who was available on free agency?
Well, let's see. There was a certain guy named Kirk Cousins, I believe.
Yeah, they could have got Cousins, but they already paid Daniel Jones last year, and it was guaranteed money. You're not going. You don't have the. They don't have the talent around them to go for Kirk Cousins. That would be a bad move.
Wasn't Baker Mayfield up for a re-sign?
Okay, so Mayfield would have been good, or trading for Fields. Other than that, I would have kept. I was like, you play for next year. Screw it. Take Neighbors, because Neighbors is dope. Like they can get Fields next year,
I don't think he's the second best offensive rookie. I would say. Yeah, Jaden Daniels is probably one, but I put Harrison and I also put Xavier Worthy ahead. Xavier Worthy's been amazing.
Has he? Look at his stats last 3 games. What's he done? He had a great first game, and now we're gonna find out. Now we're gonna find out what he's made of because he's the number 1 receiver besides Kelsey there. So that's gonna be tough. Okay.
I mean, the dude's just got unworldly speed.
He's fast.
Probably faster than Tyreek Hill.
He's fast, man. So, like, yeah, that's fast. I would say these 4 receivers that got taken are, like, ridiculous. Like, Adunze hasn't had as many opportunities to break out yet, but he's been good, too. And so it's like, those other 3 are just, well, the first 2, Neighbors and Harrison, have been ridiculous. And then Worthy's been, when he showed out, he's been really good. And then Adunze.
We're getting sidetracked.
Yeah, well, you kept talking about that. Let me blow it on you, okay? All right, it's my pick. My pick for 30th, okay, is your Carolina Shitcats, the Panthers. The Carolina Shitcats.
You are correct. I have them at number 30 either. We don't even have to discuss it then. Moving on.
Yeah, they're so bad. We spend too much time talking with Panthers, so we'll skip it today. 31st. I agree that they are talent rich. However, the most important position on the dang field, they have the worst quarterback situation, worst quarterback room, worse than the Titans, worse than anyone. The Miami Dolphins, If they can vault way out of the bottom 5 if they trade for a quarterback, because your boy ain't on the roster right now. Miami at number 31 because they stink without a quarterback. Their coach looks like shit.
What did they do? They signed Tyler Huntley right after the Tua injury?
Yeah, and they started him right away, which was, I don't know why they did that. Oh, it's because Skylar Thompson was hurt. If you're worried about replacing Skylar Thompson, you have lost the game!
All right, so you went with
Miami
at 31.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already had Miami. I put them a little higher. My 31 is Jacksonville, who this is a little upsetting for me because I actually think probably for you too. I think you had them as a playoff pick.
Yeah, right? But we weren't going to get all 14, right? I mean, that's ridiculous.
Oh,
right?
I was looking forward to getting 14.
Okay, so there's been 3 years of the 7 seeds, right? Or 4 years? 1 7 seed has won, and it was because the Vikings coach then was not good against the Giants. But he's gotten better. It's gotten better, I guess. I'm eating my crow. My expensive crow because I took the Minnesota under for wins. But yeah, Jaguars. So you got Jaguars at 31.
Your last winless team, 0-4.
Yeah. Any comments before I get to the Jaguars because they're 32nd for me.
Do I need any comments other than last winless team?
Yeah, no, you don't. Boy, aren't you glad you threw a bunch of money at Trevor Lawrence? Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean,
Barf.
I don't think he's the problem down there.
They're going 0-6, I'm telling you.
He needs to play a little better. We've seen better from him.
He's got to play Flacco this week, and then he has to play the Bears defense in London Town.
Don't get me started on international games again. I just wrote about it in my last blog. I'm so over it.
You don't like waking up at 9 and watching football?
I mean, I know you're trying to trap me into because you know that I do, but
it's okay. It's okay.
I'm not a fan of the whole international thing. We're not going to get into it. So your last place team was
Jags.
Who?
The Jags.
The Jags. All right. Well, my last place team is Tennessee. What number did you have them at?
I got them at 29.
29, yeah. I got them at last just because I think they actually have the worst starting quarterback at the moment.
Nope. Because...
Well, that's why it's an opinion piece.
I know, but that's true. Well, I'm just saying, like, they at the moment,
let's not waste any more time on the bottom. Yeah?
Top 10. Okay, so you're top 10 presented by nobody. Sponsor us, please. Thank you. Okay. My number 10 team, let me double check that I did 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10! The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who will either rise or fall tonight, because today is a Thursday.
Oh, are they playing tonight?
Oh, yeah. They're playing Kirk Cousins, baby.
Kirk Cousins. We got 45 minutes till I got to go put on my Thursday Night Football brought to you by Amazon Prime.
Yeah, he put on his grumpy face for that. He puts on an actual mask to signify his inner grumpiness outwardly, and then he watches the game that he despises on Thursday every week.
Mood rings. I have mood masks.
He has mood masks. That's right. Only I can see through the mask. So I got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I'm gonna say this is a no comment. This is a straight. I had to put 10, so they're 10. They're 3-1, so they're 10.
All right, good pick. Good pick. You were close. The number 10 team is actually the other Bay, Green Bay.
Interesting, right?
I
Yeah.
don't really have any comments. I just kind of looked at all the 2-2 teams, and that's where the Green Bay fell.
Yeah, I got 2-2 teams.
They're not awful, but they're not great.
Not the best, not the worst. All right, number 9, Dallas Cowboys. I still think with my MVP pick and Lamb and they have enough, like, they still have enough pieces where they're gonna be in the conversation. And then again, this is a top 10, so we had to pick 10. I don't think there are 10 worthy teams, and you'll see because the bottom 2 are not truly worthy of top 10. Yeah. But I had to pick 10.
For the record, I did not want to make a full top 10. I was trying to negotiate with Z.
Yeah.
But Z got his way on this one.
He gets his way in the end. All right. Who's
so
your number 9?
Number 9, the Dallas Cowboys. I have number 9, the New Orleans Saints.
Interesting.
Yeah. Started off hot.
Yeah.
Real hot. And then came back down to earth, but I don't know. The real Saints is probably somewhere in the middle of what we've seen so far. So
yeah.
They still have scored more points than any other team so far through 4 games.
Really? Oh my God. Well,
they have 127 up on the board.
They did play the Bryce Young Panthers in the week 1, so I don't know. I think they're more close to what they did last week.
Yeah. They've lost 2 in a row. So.
Yeah, that's okay. Someone had to be in there. There's a lot of 2-2 type squads. Okay, so I got number 8. This is a surprise team in the NFL. This is the Commanders. I kind of like them now. I love Jaden Daniels. I was on record. Not on the show. We had yet to do the show. But I forget in the very first episode about when we talked about the Bears draft pick, Caleb Williams, and et cetera, where I was actually like, I think Daniels could be just as good or better. And I'm right so far. But I do think the Commanders have a better offensive coordinator by a country mile, and I think they're just clicking. And Daniels he's freaking good. We saw it as Spartan fans his first 2 years. He beat us at Arizona State. So I'm gonna say he's gonna be really good. I said all pro at least. Right? I was high on the first 2 guys, so I forget what episode that was, the title. Feel free to look at our back catalog. It's great in sports to look at back catalogs, right? To see who's so wrong. All right. So go ahead, number 8, sir.
Number 8, and actually before I say that, I'm going to just say I may have accidentally left out Washington.
That's okay.
AKA Washington is not in my top 10. My number 8 is Seattle. Seattle was looking real good until they ran into my Lions this past week on Monday night.
Oh, dude. Yeah, about that. I think...
They still put up some points.
Yeah, well...
They put up 28, I believe, 29.
27, yeah, they missed a 2-point conversion. Well, sort of. I mean, he caught it, but they didn't... They didn't challenge the catch, which was a catch, but it was like, they didn't challenge it. Rookie coach. I'm worried that they will lose in the playoffs because they got a rookie coach. I mean, he made a rookie coach move. He got outfoxed by Ben Johnson and Coach Campbell. Lions, they have the same holes that they had before. Defensively, I think with the injuries, it puts them back to where they were like for parts of last year. But here's the huge but. They had Jared freaking Goff pitch a perfect game. And I'm a little bit. I'm like, as a Bears fan, I observe things as in the natural world of sorrow. So I'm like, yeah, but it was still kind of close, despite a perfect game from an okay quarterback that plays great sometimes. And it's like, but you know what? Take the W, man. Take the W. You beat a good team on not its best day, but still an okay day. And the holes can be patched up during the bye week. Good for them, man.
Listen, they've got plenty of injuries. Their defense is quite decimated.
It's pretty bad, actually. It's pretty not good defense. Yeah, except for the front four.
Why? I mean, Detroit put up 42 points on something like 30-something offensive plays or something absurd.
Yeah. It was the first drive they marched it down the field, and then the second one it was like turnover assisted. Dude, DK Metcalf needs to calm down, man. Like, that game swung on DK Metcalf. They couldn't really catch up. They just couldn't catch up, and they didn't. The problem is they started throwing out the gate instead of running it. Like, I don't care how many carries it takes for Walker to break free. He will always break through, right? He's so freaking good.
10 minutes on Kenneth Walker, but I'm blowing the whistle.
Oh, hold on. Where is it? Hold on. Wait. Okay, yeah. My number 17. Back to Seattle. We've talked about them. Kenneth Walker's great, good receivers, decent quarterback, rookie coach. Defense will let him down. Number 7, but they're better. They feel more more of a stay with it than the last three of that. So I kept him at 7. Okay.
All right, good pick.
Yeah.
My number 7 is the surprising Pittsburgh Steelers.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. They're 3-1. This really just might be a case of really good coaching. Like, Mike Tomlin might be doing one of his best works right now.
Well, yeah, they still have They have one receiver, including a tight end. Like, no running backs, and they have good defense. Not an amazing defense. Good defense. Fields is awesome.
Say they have an amazing defense.
Nah, they're not. They don't.
How amazing it is.
They're not very deep.
They have given up the least amount of. Second least amount of points.
Who gave the least amount?
So
Bears?
They've only given up 53 points through 4 games. The only team better than that is the Chargers, who have given up 50.
Oh, that's crazy because the Chargers and Bears have top 5 scoring defenses, right? I wouldn't have seen that coming. We don't have the stat in front of us, so we won't. But I know the Bears have given up not a lot. Not
Bears
much.
have given up 75.
That's not that much, dude. That's less than 20 points a game.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I'm satisfied. Very satisfied. So that was your number 7, right?
That
Pittsburgh?
was my 10, 9, 8, 7.
Yes, yeah, Pittsburgh 7. Was on my bubble. I feel like Fields. I think it's sustainable. I just think that their passing game. It's just like I feel like it's gonna. Oh, Dole, your whole family's going down. Number 6, the Houston Texans. They would be higher, and they probably will be if they beat the Bills this week. But they've not been that impressive, except for their defensive front and a couple of Stroud plays against the Bears, which is my biggest window into them. But the other couple wins have been like really shaky. So I'm putting them at 6. Not a lot to say about them. I still think their ceiling is losing the Chiefs in the AFC title game.
Yep. I also have the Texans at number 6.
Nice.
Listen, they're 3-1. Their only loss was getting absolutely annihilated at Minnesota. That was a 34-7 game.
Yeah.
That is why their point differential is in the negative. They've won their other 3 games by very close one-score games. So, yeah, they're probably not looking as good as they were last year, but they're still 3-1. They're still in line to make it to playoffs. They are probably in the worst division right now, could we say?
Definitely in the worst division.
And the Colts, who we don't really quite know who they are yet.
Yeah, the Colts are like, how much magic does Joe Flacco have left when he plays, right? And their defense isn't that good. Actually, the Colts...
Houston at number 6.
The Colts are the reason why I didn't put the Steelers in. Honestly, because I was like...
You know what we're on to?
Number 5!
The top 5.
Number 5. So, you know what? We might have the same one here. I got Buffalo at number 5.
You know who I have?
Buffalo?
Buffalo!
So, Buffalo, low. Buffalo played I would argue they played their worst game. However, there was a point in the game, I don't know if you saw the whole thing, but I was not yet eating edibles, and I was watching this game, and I'm like, why the hell do you call it a reverse? Throwback to a reversed, and then, or whatever that was, and then flip it back to Allen when you have all the momentum in the world. And what happens? Allen gets crushed, fumbles it. What would have been a one-score game, because they were marching down the field. What would have been a one-score game becomes a blowout instantly. Worst call of the year. So bad, in fact, so bad that it was worse than the speed option 4th and 1 that the Bears ran at the goal line against the Colts. And that was the worst play that was the worst play call I'd ever seen in my life. And this situationally was even worse than that. So I'm sorry, but Joe Brady, he had jumped ahead of Ben Johnson on my wish list for a Bears coach next year. Back in, you're my number 2 now, buddy. If that.
Stay away from my Ben Johnson.
He's not staying, dude. He's not staying.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't go to Chicago.
Why?
because I don't want him going to Chicago.
Okay, fine. I can't have nice things? I can't have nice things?
You can't have this one.
Okay. All right, number 4, Baltimore Ravens.
Hold up.
What?
I was going to say something about Buffalo.
Oh, okay. I thought we were going back and forth on Buffalo. My bad. Hold on.
Well, you're going to blow the whistle before I even talk?
I'm blowing the whistle on myself to let you talk. Hold on. Where'd it go? Where's the whistle?
I was just going to say, like, you have been a Bills fan for a few years. Like, you want to be in Bills Mafia. You are very high on Josh Allen. I've actually been a lot more pessimistic about this team over the last few years. And I even had gone so far as to say that I think that they had peaked a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But they are definitely surprising me with their play so far this year. So, happy to eat a little crow. Buffalo at number 5.
All right. Baltimore Ravens, speaking of crow. Oh, that's not a crow, but it's a bird. It's a bird. How many? Hold on.
Different blackbird altogether.
You know how many birds I got on my list? I got 1. I got 2. I got 2 birds on my list. The Ravens.
That's a lot of birds.
That's many birds. 20% bird. Top 10. We got the Baltimore Ravens. They played a good second half against the Chiefs. They were a toe away from going for 2 to win the game. They have an okay coach from a not okay family. They got Lamar. They got Derrick Henry, by the way, was my first. I traded down from number 2 pick to number 10 because I figured I could get Harrison or Henry, and I took Henry, who was available. Loving it. A great move. I'm a savvy guy.
As in Marvin Harrison?
Yeah, Marvin Harrison. Yeah. I'm a savvy guy. Henry, I'm riding him.
Harrison in the first round?
Yeah, I took Harrison in the first round in the other league, too. I traded for a second first round pick, and I got Harrison and Gibbs in the first round, and then I also got Henry in the other league. So I'm doing well. I'm positioned well because I'm riding these Ravens offensively. Their defense is trash. Their pass defense, much like the Lions' pass defense, is trash. But I think the Lions have better overall coaching, and I think it makes up for it. And I think they have the better defensive player to kind of build off in that Michigan guy, Hutchinson.
Yeah.
He doesn't always finish plays, but he starts them, and that is enough to play complimentary football off of. But you got it. That we'll talk about that. Who's number 4 for you?
All right. So I do like the pick.
Yeah.
You know I'm a massive Derrick Henry fan. He is probably still my favorite NFL player.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to see this resurgence in his career so far this year. I hope he keeps it up. So long as he doesn't have to play the Lions. But no, Derrick Henry, I'm a big fan. But guess how many birds I have in my top 10?
1.
That is correct. That means the Baltimore Ravens and their 2-2 record did not make the cut. My number 4 team is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Go ahead, continue.
Oh my God, that was so rude.
That's the bad pick whistle, warp whistle, bad pick. Talk about Tampa, but no Baltimore? No Baltimore?
Musical instrument altogether for that.
Tampa's good.
Just impressed by what I'm seeing.
Tampa's
Baker
good.
Mayfield is like, you have a lot of quarterbacks that come into the league, they take the league by storm.
Yeah.
Last year we saw that with Schaub. Baker Mayfield is the complete opposite. He's just going to be a good veteran quarterback for a few more years. He just kind of took a little bit longer to figure things out.
Yeah.
But he is leading that team right now, and he does good commercials too.
He does. Has he been doing commercials again?
No, but he's still.
Do you watch old commercials on YouTube?
Cleveland.
You watch old commercials on YouTube, don't you? It's okay. It's fine. I like.
Not on YouTube. No, I have these on VHS.
They're VHS copies. They're worn copies of Mayfield, and his wife. Copies of that video. And I'm Team Mayfield on the beef with Brady for sure. However, I did blow the whistle because I feel like if we're gonna do top 10 ranks again, then I need to know if you actually watch football because the Ravens are they're not outside the top 10 because they played the Chiefs, who haven't lost a game in like a calendar year almost, and the freaking Chiefs and Vikings, yes, are great. But everyone else, like the Ravens' the best version of the Ravens offensively is head and shoulders so far above every other best version of these other teams.
Yeah.
But they had a stinker. They blew a lead.
That they can have a really bad version.
Yeah, for one quarter.
Much more hot and cold team than some of the other teams that I've put on my list.
Who did they lose to in week 3? No, they won week 3. They lost week 2. Okay, so they lost. They blew a fourth quarter lead against the Raiders, who have a pulse as their coach is good. But I mean, the only reason they weren't number 2 or 3 on my list is because they lost that Raiders lead. But losing to the Chiefs is like, come on, man. So not having them above.
They only beat the Cowboys by 3, and I do not think the Cowboys are any good. Despite the fact that you got them in your top 10,
they
should not be in anybody's top 10.
They're gonna beat the Steelers this week, dude. They're gonna beat the Steelers this week, and you'll eat some cowboy crow. I just think like they did get that big lead on him, and they let him in the game, but they closed the door on him in the end. They teased him. They batted him around. They batted little Jerry around. Little Jerry, come out and play, and they beat him. Okay, all right. So, and that
number 3 team is
number 3, Detroit Lions.
Yep, I knew that was coming.
Do you also have the Lions 3rd?
I cannot answer that question.
Oh, you don't? Okay. So, all right. So you probably have the Vikings ahead of Lions for some reason. Okay. All right. Here's me trashing Here's me anticipatorily trashing the Lions at number 2. Okay. And this is thus. Did they lose to a good team in Tampa? Yes. But did they let Seattle just go and do everything they wanted defensively? Also, yes. To have a perfect game offensively and still need to make some crazy plays. Dude, that interception almost off the ground was epic, but they shouldn't have come to that, dude. You got to finish these guys off, man. I mean, Seattle's handing you the game by not running it with Walker. The moment they start running it more, they start doing better. Oh, duh, hey, rookie coach, you got to do better. Okay, the Lions are very well coached. They have high-end talent at 2 receiver positions. Now, J-Mo is coming on. Great young tight end. 2, the best running back combo, the best offensive line, a decent quarterback who we saw his ceiling. The ceiling gets you 42 points against a good team, so I'll take that. I'll take that ceiling, and they can continue to scheme away from his floor. He does have a floor. His floor is definitely lower than most of the potential playoff team quarterback's floor. However, Lions are good. Okay, back to you.
Back to me, number 3. Well, we've already figured out that I do not have the Lions at 3.
Yeah.
I have their division first place team, the Minnesota Vikings, at number 3.
Unacceptable.
4-0 team. How low could I put them? Not lower than this.
Is this out of spite?
Things right. Their defense is maybe the surprise of the league right now.
Oh yeah, Washington offense and Vikings defense. All the
skill players, but Sam Darnold actually might be the surprise of the league. He is. I don't know who this is. This is somebody wearing a Sam Darnold mask. It is not the actual Sam Darnold. I don't expect it to last, but so far, they're 4-0. What can I say?
Hey, they're my number 2, so I will continue to talk about the Vikings. Yeah, that's pretty true. A Sam Darnold wearing a Sam Darnold mask of skin flesh. Basically, it's like American Psycho at the end where they're like, and I have learned nothing from the telling. Like you could keep picking on the Vikings to lose, and we have learned nothing from the telling. There's something that's working about this team, however, I still think the Lions, Ravens, Bills, Texans have a higher potential trajectory, and I don't think the wheels will come off of those teams like they still could on the Vikings. I am prepared to be wrong. They're definitely winning at least 8, 9, 10 games. However, I still, until I see that coach do it in the playoffs, I'm not yet a believer of him, because I saw him call a 3rd and 1. What was it? What was that play? It was 2 plays in the Vikings-Giants playoff game for a couple years ago, and he called a reverse to throw to Cousins in a key moment on 3rd and 1. Like, what are you doing, dude? What are you doing? And having a route short of the marker that they blamed on Cousins, not his fault. Okay. I just think these things.
Actually.
Yeah, you do. Exactly. It was so memorable. It's like my lizard brain goes off on like bad coaching decisions more than anything, because that's like, in another world, I think you're like this too. In another world, we would have devoted head on, if we weren't creative folks that also like write, that also do this, etc., that live our unvarnished truth out there, we would be coaches. And that's why this infuriates us so much. Because we're like, that is stupid. You're stupid. Stupid. Hello, McFly. So, number 2, Vikings. Who's your number 2? Lions?
So, number 2, on the topic of reverse passes back to the quarterback. Number 2, Detroit Lions. And that's how you get that play done. Because not only was Jared Goff 18 for 18, by the way, an NFL all-time record for most completions without an incompletion.
Yeah.
Ever. He also
for a game.
A pass for a touchdown. So as a team, the Lions were actually 19 for 19.
That's true.
Amon-Ra St. Brown was the one who threw that. He also caught one of Jared Goff's touchdown passes in that game. They are the 5th duo in the history of the NFL to both pass and catch a touchdown in the same game. So, Lions making some history. So, yes, I know you talked some crap about the Lions, how they gave up 29 to the Seahawks. That's okay. They scored 42. This game was going to be a high-scoring game. It was a shootout.
Yeah.
The Lions barely had the ball. As I said, they had like 30-something offensive plays, so the defense was out there a lot. The defense actually had a bunch of injuries. There were 3 players on the defense that were out, starters, missing their first game.
Oh, so we can expect more of this, huh? Okay.
In that game.
So more of that.
You know, look at the other 3 games the Lions have played. They have given up 20 points, and 13 points. So that's really good. This offense has weapons galore at every single spot. They've even finally shored up their wide receiver 3.
Yeah, well, I mean, if he stays healthy, that guy's like a walking broken leg, though, man. I mean, he's got to stay healthy. They haven't. I wouldn't say they shored it up.
Right now?
What's that?
Does he have a broken leg right now?
No, but he's been injured constantly. You don't think injuries like repeat themselves at receiver? Come on, man.
Broken legs. Things like ACLs can happen again because that's a ligament thing, but a broken bone is not even in that conversation.
Why do I know that Tim Patrick probably had a broken leg? Why do I know this? Why do I even know this? I'm like worried about your third receiver, and I'm like, I try not to root for them, but they're very likable right now. They're very likable right now. They just are. The team and the coaching staff and the players like far surpass how likable and how much the fans deserves good things, for sure. I think.
The only reason I do not have the Lions at number 1 is because they blew a game against the Buccaneers in week 2 at home.
How'd they blow it? Were they ever leading that game?
Won that game, which leads us to our
shared number 1
team, the Kansas City Chiefs.
You know, it would be great if I didn't have the Chiefs in at all and that you had to blow the whistle on me.
Mahomes, 4-0, defending 2-time Super Bowl champions. And also Xavier Worthy is pretty amazing.
He's fast. He
is fast.
He's super fast. He's my number 3 rookie receiver right now.
Number 3.
That's how good.
That is our top 10 and bottom 5.
That's how good the receivers are. All right. Next topic. Next topic. We got. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm liking this. We went to some live football. We're gonna only show you the highlights. I think O should go first because O has a great he has a great perspective on what it's like to see one thing and want another. He's like, you know, like that meme where the guy's walking with the girl and he looks back at the other one.
Yeah.
You essentially lived it. Yeah.
So, yes, this past Saturday night, I went to the Michigan State-Ohio State game. Also known as the Ohio State game.
Yes.
Michigan State was not much of a factor, although I will say Michigan State looked okay in the early going.
Yeah.
Their there were some we'll call it unlucky bounces that went against them that kind of made the game a little...
Oh, the fumbles were unlucky bounces, right? Okay, and then
by halftime, and then in the second half, it was all Buckeyes.
Yeah, and I guess they missed I heard they missed a face mask call or something, but don't drop the ball, bro. Don't drop the ball. Don't drop the ball.
That face mask was absurd. That was...
Yeah.
What's that scary movie?
Scream?
The girl who turns into the demon.
That's like all of them.
No, it's like the scariest movie. The Exorcist. Holy crap. This guy's head was turned all the way around.
Oh, they missed that? Oh. Good. I was eating pizza in Chicago and getting high, so.
Just non-call. But anyway, no one's arguing that Ohio State is not better than Michigan State.
It's fine.
I was up there in the press box with my media pass because I'm credentialed, and knowing that this game was probably not going to be the best game, and that there was also a really good game going on that night, I was sitting there in my press box desk with my tablet watching Georgia-Alabama, which absolutely was the game of the century of the year. Instant classic
ending for sure. I mean, how many people turned away from it,
So if that if that game was a sports movie, it would have been like Rocky IV, or really any Rocky movie, except for a different ending, where, Alabama was Dolph Lundgren's character, Drago, just come out and just punching the crap and beating the crap out of their opponent for rounds and rounds. And then Georgia is your Rocky character, just takes a beating, and then something clicks, and they finally just start kicking ass right back. But then in the weird, sick, twisted world that I live in, Drago wins the fight.
He wins. He should win the fight. He's huge. He was so. All right. I like this parallel. I'm going to draw.
In any real boxing match, Drago would have destroyed.
I'm going to extend it further. We're gonna go all the way up that mountain that Rocky ran up here. Okay. So Ryan Williams, that's his name, right? The Alabama guy, the 17-year-old, the teenager. That's dope as hell for Alabama.
By the way, there was a pandemic of 17-year-olds that are kicking ass in college football this year, but yes, that is his name.
Yeah, so that play he made was video game glitch level, ridiculous. And I think that they must have, whatever the training thing they do at Alabama, it's it's the clean version of what they did to Drago, and he's they're pumping him up while he's running, as if that could happen. You can't run with a needle in your arm. What the hell? What the hell, Rocky IV? Get it right. But yeah, Ryan Williams is a Drago level, absurd figure right now, and he's just how are they going to lose when they have this guy? It's going to be all in coaching, right? Ridiculous. But we're not going to talk that much college now. But basically, you essentially were coveting thy neighbor's wife while you're on the clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, not going to deny that. Just real quick stat lines on Ryan Williams. In 4 games, he had 16 catches, 462 yards. That is an absurd 28.9 average. He's got a long of 84. He has 5 touchdowns.
And he might not even be the best freshman receiver in the country.
This guy is a freshman in college, and I'm okay with him going to the Pro Bowl this year.
The Ohio State guy, it might be even better. That's how crazy it is, right? What's his name?
His name.
I didn't see it in the game, so
I should know this because I just saw it.
You saw him live.
Third one-handed catches in the same drive.
Exactly. I heard about that. I was like, "Jeez."
Give me 5 seconds. I'm getting you his name. His name is.
It's Stewart or something.
Jeremiah Smith.
Jeremiah Smith. Okay, Smith. Okay.
He also has 5 touchdowns, but not as many yards and not the same average.
Yeah, but he's also ridiculous. Those guys are ridiculous. What is going on?
They also have the 17-year-old wide receiver who's the best on their team, but not quite to the level of Smith and Williams.
Michigan State.
Nick Marsh.
Marsh. He's 17 still. Y'all get these November birthdays? What are y'all doing in November birthdays, man? What was in the water that year? What was in the water? Oh, that's great because this was our NFL offensive rookies getting better faster was our next topic. So, yeah, I'd say, they are. Would you agree?
Something's in the water.
Something's in the water. These teenagers, man. They were like middle school in the pandemic, and now they're like running 4.1s and like jumping out the turf and like into the skybox like Tecmo Super Bowl, and then coming down with the ball one hand and just jocking them out of their jocks, man. All right, so I went to the Bears game. Basically, it was just amazing because I hadn't been there. I had never seen the Bears win live, I don't think. There was a game I don't remember who won. That was at Washington. That's probably why their stadium sucks. I might go to Daniels against Caleb Williams. So please go sign up at signupexpert.com/$bets with a Z. Give me some money so I can blow it on that game, because 1 versus 2 draft picks on teams that have a pulse. That's kind of awesome. In late October? Okay, that's pretty good. But I saw Caleb at his best game. He threw a strike to DJ Moore in the back of the end zone. I hugged my girlfriend. I hugged my friend I hadn't seen in 15 years. I was very happy. I was super happy the whole day, and it was a great experience. I did not covet thy neighbor's scoreboard hardly at all, and I had money on games, and I still barely was coveting scoreboards, right? So it was great, dude. I mean, honestly, and I went to the Swift Awakening game and didn't realize that was going to happen. Like, he was amazing after the first 2 drives. I was like, what got into this guy? Did they hook him up to that machine that Ryan Williams is on? The Drago machine? I mean, it's like the DeAndre Swift Drago machine is a real thing, dude. It's a real thing. So basically, go to Chicago.
It's also about DeAndre Swift.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see him having some success, right?
Because he had no success except for the Eagles. He was bad on the Lions, dude. I don't know what.
He was not bad on the Lions. He wasn't as good as he could have been. He definitely broke out when he went to Philly, and he is off to a great start with your Bears.
I don't know. He's not off to a great start. He's not off to a great start. He had 3/4 of his yardage was from this one game. So he had 1 amazing game and 3 horrific games. So we're like, okay, well, all right, what do we get now? You know, it's like great in that he did well and it partially won the game, but like also now the expectations are there for him to do okay, and now we're like, oh no, Bears expectations. However, the punter dude,
maybe if his quarterback could play a little bit better and he didn't have to carry your team.
What?
Oh, I said it. All right, moving on.
Oh, ridiculous. Wrong. Okay, so live bets and settling up. So I'm going to send you $3 to speed this along.
Send it my way. What are we doing? What did I win this week?
Let's see. Yeah, this week coming up. What am I paying you for? What do I even pay you for? Dude, I can never find my Venmo which screen it's on. I have too many apps. And I'm not even.
All right, here we go.
I'm not even on dating apps anymore, and I still have too many apps.
29. Let's see. You won. Rutgers over Washington. You won K-State over OK State. I won. Colorado over UCF. I won Penn State over Illinois.
That's right.
And then I swept the NFL. I had Raiders over Browns, Ravens over Bills, and that happened exactly how I knew it was going to go, with the Ravens just getting the run on. And then Lions over the Seahawks.
Oh, yeah.
So, yep. We tied in college, and I took 3 for 3 in the pros.
Oh, that's pretty good. I already sent it to you. What does it say? What does it say? It's a good one.
Is it a work appropriate, on air appropriate?
Yeah, I'm not you. I mean, I know. I do horrible things on Venmo, but not with you on the air.
Oh, we have a confession.
Yes, it's a confessional.
Z says you are better.
Yeah,
that's right.
You are better.
Gentlemen. Hopefully, there's some ladies listening.
Ladies, hey, ladies.
Is better.
Hey, ladies, you should holler at where can they find your work?
That's a good question. Z, you can't put me on the spot like that.
You have to know your socials down.
They can go to check out my blog, O for 4 blog, which is at blog.com. They can also check out The Only Colors. That is my Michigan State blog. And yeah. That's where you can find me.
All right, that's great. Hold on. Time to make some bets. Okay, so.
Wait, Z?
Yeah.
While we're on the subject, where can they find you?
Degenerate Nation podcast. You want some weird ass comedy. And then, I write scripts and other things, so you can't see that yet. I want you to.
See it, but you can't see
I want you to. So yeah, go to Degenerate Nation podcast. We're on our next episode's 404.
But remember these names: Andrew Zioli and Oren Bass.
Yeah.
We're gonna be famous Hollywood people someday.
Hollywood, except we're not going there. Okay, so we already arranged our bets here. Okay, so we have one that's gonna settle tomorrow night. Is it? No, there's 1-1. So there's best of 5 series, right? The Lynx and the Sun. So that'll be by their next episode, probably.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Let me get over there.
I got the Lynx. It's on that game. That game 3 is on Friday night. So the reason I bring that up is because our 4 games that we're betting on are an even number, and if we go 2-2, no one has to send nothing, right? Depending on how long the episode takes. So we're going with these. Z, Rutgers, it was a 7.5 point underdogs at Nebraska. Straight up, Z goes with Rutgers. O takes Nebraska. Michigan, Washington, we disagreed on, but I have a rule: no betting on skunks, so we're not betting on that one.
But you went with Michigan there, huh? That's interesting.
Well, they're gonna win the game. Washington stinks.
Yeah, but
They stink, dude. They stink.
Michigan stinks too.
Michigan can run the ball. Washington can't do
They can
anything.
only run the ball.
Yeah, so
So all Washington has to do is stop the run.
dude, they lost to Rutgers.
Yeah.
Rutgers is decent, but they lost to Rutgers. Yeah, but they can't kick. They can't throw. They can't. They can throw okay. They don't run well. Well, Michigan's gonna beat them. Just accept it.
Washington.
Just accept it. Okay, so that was the only college game we didn't have in college. Bears and Panthers. Are you baiting me? I can't believe you took the Panthers. That's amazing. $1. I'm hammering this one.
Panthers?
What?
Why did I take the Panthers?
Why?
Because they're playing the Bears.
All right.
I will take the Bears opponent every week this year just to have a dollar bet against you.
Perfect. All right. Commanders and Browns. I went with Commanders, so you're $1 on that. You got the Browns. Thought that was interesting.
I don't know why I did that.
I don't know. I think your 3 NFL picks are horrible. Horrible this week. But the rest of them were probably going to be the bad ones where we agreed. We're probably going to flush it. I got the Colts over the Jaguars, who remain winless and hopeless and aimless. So that's so we got Rutgers versus Nebraska. We got Bears and Panthers. We got Commanders and Browns, Colts, Jaguars, and the coup de grace, the Lynx and the Sun. Best of 5. It's currently tied 1-1. So let's see. We have 2 more quick segments for you, okay? This isn't going to take horribly long. If you need to go pause, go to the bathroom, lightweight, go for it. I'm a lightweight. That's why I say that.
5 minutes till Thursday Night Football.
That's right. Okay. All right. We got hammer play. We got a hammer play here. So this is our new segment, the Z's betting segment. We're going to finish with State of Sports Ball, whatever he wants to call it. Whatever he wants to call it. I just wrote down State of Sports Ball. But we're going with Z's Bets with a Z. All right. So we'll start with a hammer play. If you don't know what a hammer play is, it means you bet a lot of money on it. Bears money line over Panthers. End of story. Panthers are not good. The Bears took their heart and ate it, and now they're going to spit it out on Andy Dalton's face. All right. Bears defense is very, very good. Their secondary is easily, I would say, the best in the NFL. Their weakness is on the front 4. I don't think that the Panthers can run the ball down their throats enough to punish them, okay? With Hubbard, no. I don't think that's going to happen. Andy Dalton will make mistakes. Caleb Williams is going to make maybe 1 or 2 mistakes, but they're opening him up a little bit. And again, it's Carolina, who the minor league franchise of the Chicago Bears. Bears are playing at home. They got a key win. I was there. I saw their punter is dope. Go with a team with. If you can't decide, if you got one guy as a rookie punter that gets the NFC Player of the Week for special teams, because he swung the game. He put Stafford behind the 8 ball. Stafford choked. Bears win. Big over the Panthers. Hammer it. Hammer it. All right. Teasers. I got 4 quick teasers for you. Okay. Michigan State. These are all 6-point teasers, so I didn't complicate it. Simple teasers in any book. Michigan State plus 29.5 Oregon. So buy the 6 at 29.5. Chicago Bears plus 2.5. That's your teaser 1. Teaser 2. Missouri plus 8.5 at Texas A&M. Chicago Bears plus 2.5. Teaser 3. Missouri plus 8.5. Kansas City Chiefs wrap it around to plus 0.5 at home against the Saints. And our final teaser, let's go. Seahawks over the Giants at home, minus 0.5. Rutgers at Nebraska, plus 12.5. And there we go. We're going down with our deep shot parlay. Put 1 or 2 units on this and say, screw it. The last couple weeks, these guys have been a little off. But guess what? I bet a lot of people have been off. Am I feeling on now? Oh, I think I'm feeling on with this absurd, stupid, ridiculous, but maybe not, deep shot parlay. We're going here, start with the college game. These are all money lines. Write it down. Missouri, Wisconsin, Ohio State, Georgia, Indiana, Alabama. NFL, Bears, Seahawks, Chiefs, 49ers, Colts, and Ravens. Against Missouri, Wisconsin, Ohio State, Georgia, Indiana, Alabama, Bears, Seahawks, Chiefs, 49ers, Colts, Ravens. That's 13. You know what? You're going to win more than $13 if you take this one because it's a 65-1 payout. Why? Screw it. It's a deep shot. Hold on. Finish us off. Oh, finish me off.
Wow, how much coffee did you just have?
Just one. Just one cuppa.
Just one. Was it a triple espresso?
No, but I got betting in my veins, man. I'm ready.
Dude, that was good. That was good. All right, so we're definitely going to have to work on the name of my segment.
Okay.
We'll think about that before our next episode. But it's going to be a rant, a little bit.
Yes.
Not going to get into it too deep, but we've talked a lot about football today.
Yeah.
We got to get away from football because there was a major sports story that happened last Friday in the NBA.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Off-season trade. The Minnesota Timberwolves send Karl Anthony Towns, Cat, to New York for Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo, right? The headlines of this trade were New York trades for Karl Anthony Towns, right? So New York, obviously being the center of the media world, is in the middle of this, but Karl Anthony Towns was the name at the top of the marquee.
Yeah.
And I'm going to just go ahead and say that I think Minnesota got the best of this trade.
Agree.
And, I had written a couple months ago, early in the NBA offseason, when I was doing my projections for next year, I actually made a prediction that New York was going to win the championship. Mm-hmm. And this was based on them having that roster of the 4 Villanova players and also having Julius Randle. And obviously when he gets back on the shelf, Mitchell Robinson in the middle.
Yeah.
I was really looking forward to seeing that all go down. I had high expectations.
Me too.
Expectations.
Mm-hmm.
I have been a Julius Randle fan since the beginning. I used to live in Los Angeles. At the time, I was a Lakers fan. This was pre-LeBron. Julius Randle was coming out of Kentucky. I said to my friends, I hope the Lakers draft Randle. They did. I was happy. I've been following him his whole career. I think he's great. He was a second-team All-American, All-NBA just a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So, I'm still high on this guy. I think this was a bad trade on New York.
I agree.
I think Minnesota improved their team more than New York improved their team. And to the point where I am ready to put Minnesota probably in the top 2 of my Western Conference projections for next year.
Yeah, I mean, we won't make NBA predictions right now until the season's starting soon, so we'll do that. But I agree. I think it really improves Minnesota, and I think it makes New York. I think it makes their ceiling lower. I thought they had multi-title potential because the best 2 teams I thought going into next year would be them in Boston at this point, with Minnesota or Denver as the other ones, and it's like maybe Dallas, whatever, but like
those are my top teams.
Yeah, right? Like those are the best 4 teams, but like I don't even think New York is the best 4 team anymore. I think very little of Cat's overall impact on the game unless you coach them to 5-out basketball. But Thibodeau is a defensive minded guy, and does Cat strike you as a defender?
No, that's what he was not supposed to do in Minnesota. They had Gobert to play defense.
Man, this is like when you put up spices on something that already had spices and you didn't know, and then you taste it.
Spices.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Let's go watch some football.
Football! SignUpExpert.com/$bets with a Z, so I can go to that Bears Commanders game, so I can make more bets. The O can do his thing in Detroit City. Going to Detroit City. Going to Detroit City. Lions are great, and I'm not pretty. There, you like that? That one's for you, O. Okay? All right, bye. Hey, heard you like podcasts. Well, check out Dollar Bets. 2 sports guys with faces for radio, betting live money against each other on air. That's Dollar Bets with a Z. Find us on the Winner's Edge.
Hi, I'm Geraldine Glass, and I'm excited to share a new healing music offering, an extended version song called Joy Reboot, a unique fusion of pop, classic, rap, soundscapes, and funk to inspire collaboration and bring unity through sound. For us, Joy Reboot is music medicine, out now with Electrocast Records.
Electrocast.